We're going to today film a video going over all the things you can do with our trading tools in our platform and give you a quick tutorial on where everything is and how to load everything up from the start. So the first thing that you're going to do if you're in the free trial or you even have the membership is you're going to come to the Rocket Scooter website. When you log in and sign up, either it's free trial or any one of the membership packages we have. Currently, it looks like this. When you watch the video, it may have changed artistically, but the concept's the same. You'll have an area that'll talk about your membership. You're going to have educational videos, a way to get to the Discord, even a quick start guide to help get you started with things in the platform that we have. The educational videos, I recommend that you watch all of them. They're very short. You have two different apps that will come with your membership. The Classic app and the Rocket Scooter app. They're both bringing similar information. One of them's just a lot more geared for your PC, and the other one's geared more for mobile and just quick information, just like a light version of it. The Discord is where we communicate with each other. If you've never heard of Discord, it's a chat program that allows you to communicate with other members of the community, including myself. And it's an information hub as well as a library. We post pictures of trades. We do analysis there. We post information relative to the community and our platform. It's great. You just join it. It's very intuitive, easy to get in, and that's it. So let's start off with the main platform. You're going to click this button, Rocket Scooter, and it's going to launch the main platform. When you first load up Rocket Scooter, what you're going to have is a chart window, a scanner, a walls widget, and a little bit of control interface over here. What do you do right outside the door with Liquidity Map, with scanner, with the charting? We're going to start at the charts. If you're familiar with TradingView, we have sourced TradingView as a white label, so you have all the familiarity that you had with TradingView to draw any of your technicals or indicators on the chart, just like TradingView. You can annotate, you can add indicators. The entire indicator list is here, just like TradingView. You can build your charts however you want. We have our algorithm just drawing on those charts. So this isn't related to TradingView in that your TradingView account works with this. Instead, TradingView is in our platform now, and you can use your Rocket Scooter account for your data feeds and everything else. So once you go through and load up Rocket Scooter from your dashboard, you're good to go. You can type in any ticker in the top left, just like you did. And you will see that it's automatically publishing some things on the chart for you. I typed in Apple. Apple has all this noise written on the chart. What is this stuff, right? Typed in Apple. Sorry. Typed in Apple. Liquidity Map pops up. There's some lines. There's some levels. How does all this work? So the first thing that you need to do is, at this point in time, you need to get familiar with our Discord. And as you go back to your dashboard, it will direct you to the Discord. And the Discord will have this area called Quick Strategy Guides. Quick Strategy Guides will have everything you need to know that you need to use on a daily basis. Bots and indicators, same thing you'll use on a daily basis. These two sections will have everything that you need to follow along. Your training videos will be up here in this area that's called training and videos. I urge you to come here and watch the videos in the order that you see them. They're very short and they'll get you up to speed very quickly. Things may change after this video is published as the years go by. Rocket Scooter will look different. We may have more videos. And of course, you know, do your best to match what this video shows, because this functionality is not going to change. So charting, Liquidity Map, and there are videos that explain how Liquidity Map works. You're going to come in here and you're going to go to Liquidity Map, and it's going to give you a cute little printout with their mascot on it. And it's going to show you my little cheat sheet on how I find buyers and sellers to pivot my trades. If the market says BSD, then on Liquidity Map, I keep this open in just a browser tab all the time. BSD is telling me, well, I'm rejecting hedge pressure and the market's looking for buyers by lowering price. Okay, it's going to sell pretty hard. And with Apple, that BSD is selling off of that blue really hard, as you see. So that's neat. That's Liquidity Map. Liquidity Map will contain hedge pressure, monthly hedge pressure, and half gap. These are three very important indicators that will predict high volume. That's what sets us apart from other platforms. We're not predicting price at a time. We're predicting volume at a price. If I want a long or short Apple, the only places that matter are here, here, and here. Everything else is to be avoided. If I were to buy the dip in here, I'm just buying arbitrarily in the middle of nothing. So Liquidity Map helps me see where market makers are looking for buyers and sellers, because it'll help me show where the sellers and buyers and sellers will be. And so I can line myself with the right side of the trade. I know that if I was long Apple, for instance, and we dipped below monthly hedge pressure, I'd get out of the way because I know it's going to sell. So ideally, I can have this as a risk management system to tell me where to put stops. There's videos that explain how to use stops, pick price targets, everything using Liquidity Map. This is the cornerstone of the Rocket Scooter platform. It's showing you where market maker hedging takes place, where market makers balance the gap between open and close, and where the real bull and bear side of the market is relative to the actual positions held by institutions. This is really still bull position. This is real bear territory. So now I have all the information about the positions of Wall Street and the hedging of market makers. Very, very valuable, because I'm not just looking at shape of price or shape of a trend to try to predict future price. I know right here, I'm going to do absolutely nothing in my trade. There's no pivot. There's no high volume. Volume is in complete decay down in here. There's no reason for me to act at all. Okay. The next indicator you may see that loads up is called resilience. Resilience is a fantastic tool. It is a forward-looking predicting indicator that will predict if the S&P's gap will fill or not. We have one for the NASDAQ as well, which will likely do the same thing when you put it on your chart for the QQQs. If we do SPYs, for instance, what you will see is that this white line in resilience, there are two lines in the resilience indicator. There's a white line and a yellow line. Please watch the resilience training video that will explain to it. The white line will tell me when you get to the white line on Liquidity Map. I consult the white line here. If it's below 0, then it fills the gap to the downside, which you see it immediately happen with a humongous volume spike as that took place. You all see that? Here's that closing price. Here's that jump to the gap. If we hit this level and resilience is positive, then that is support. So resilience sums up what's happening with all the stocks, and it's going to tell you if the S&P is going to fulfill filling its gap or gap and go. It is a very powerful tool that is the tiebreaker at half gap. If I'm trading SPY or ES futures and I'm at half gap and resilience is negative and I bought the dip here, I'm going to get out of the way as it falls. The yellow resilience is a tiebreaker at monthly hedge pressure in the same aspect. If for some reason this falls to that pivot and I'm looking for a BSU or whatever I want to buy, that I want to buy off of monthly or buy off of monthly or buy off of monthly in case of BSU, when we get there, sure, I can take that trade. But when we get there, if that yellow is below 0, then I'm not going to take that long. If we get there and this yellow is above 0, then I'll take that long. So if even now it's below 0, meaning when we get there, it'll be further below 0. So all day today, I've used Liquidity Map to tell me I'm not acting inside of here. And if the market collapses today, I'm also going to pre-plan not to buy there either, because this will go down, especially if that's going down, right? This is looking at the 500 and something, whatever tickers are out, currently 505 in the S&P 500. You will see that this is showing that the majority of that market cap is broken through its hedge pressure. So why would we expect SPY to hold its? Things like that. So resilience is a tiebreaker at monthly hedge pressure to pivot the S&P. Resilience, the white number, is the pivot at half gap that you can see before your very eyes, predicted that this would fill as early as 9:48 in the morning. That quickly little drop right there at 9:47 got nearly, what, 10:02, 15 minutes ahead of that gap fill. I had 15 minutes head start to know to get out of the way of the long. Okay, so Liquidity Map auto loads on your chart, and if it doesn't, you could go to indicators and type in Liquidity Map and it will show up. Click it, it will add it to your chart. Looks like I've added it twice. Let me delete the old one or the new one, and that's it. Resilience, same way. You can go to indicators, type in res. You get both the S&P. You can add the NASDAQ one if you want. The two of them together are useful depending on which one you're trading. which one leads the pack, right? Well, we know through experience that the S&P always pulls the Nasdaq around. It's not the other way. The S&P is more diversified, so if the S&P is selling and the Nasdaq is positive, the S&P will drag the Nasdaq down with it. If the Nasdaq is rallying, the S&P is not, don't expect the S&P to care what the Nasdaq's doing. So I usually have it there if I'm trading Nasdaq futures or anything that's related to the Nasdaq specifically, but in reality, I make almost all my decisions off the S&P. Located to the right, there's a function called walls. Located to the right, there's a widget called walls. What walls does, it allows me to create a similar layout like that's drawn on the chart, but I can look at that without a chart and make more complicated decisions. An example, if I wanted to buy SPY right here at hedge pressure and SPY was rallying and I wanted to find the next put wall over the course of the month. I didn't want to lose my chart here, but I wanted to go to the walls function. As you see right here, when I leave everything auto on walls, auto, daily, auto, this is the default layout. You can see that this is distributed the same way as you're drawing on the chart. You have all your bull walls in the bull zone to 385, which is here. You have your little tiny bear wall, which is 384, and then you have all those bull ones there. But say that I wanted to be long up until the next put wall resistance in the S&P on a monthly scale, because I'm swinging this. If I click monthly, it'll show me without changing the chart what the S&P looks like on this date right here. So whatever date's in this box is going to be the date that you're looking at the spread of risk there. So I can see that if I'm long the S&P at 385, a month out, 385 is still in the bull territory. There is no resistance. I can also see that a month out, the market can dip even further and still be bullish at 350. So while the market could collapse today or collapse in the Fed, a month out, it's still bullish until it falls below 340. So I know any longs I have in the market are still okay until the S&P breaks 340, and then we're back to bear market collapse. And 340 is a very, 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 very long way away from here, right? So I can look at monthly targets, I can look at weekly targets, I can look at anything here to give me insight at a point in time while I'm still looking at my chart today.